Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today's program is about parenting, single parenting. My name is Sarah Hatch. This program is to inform, encourage, and inspire. Today I have a special guest. Her name is Mary Caldwell. She is a single mother of 5. And I invite her to her children is all productive. They're grown now with families of their own. They're very productive children. And I wanted her to just share some of her secrets and some of her circumstances, some of her experiences that she had with her children. We're in a society today with churches and families and people at work that characterize single children with single parents in one category, single parents in another category, and that's not true in all cases. There are successful children with single parents. There are single parents that are successful, and it's possible. Anything is possible no matter where you are in life. And so I just wanted her to share just some of her story of raising her children. Mary?
You gotta ask the question.
Well, when did you first become a single parent?
16 years old. I was 16 years old when I had my first son.
And
I'm 16 years older than my son.
that's a blessing.
That's a blessing. We grew up together. Like sisters and brothers instead of mother and son, really. But we still have a mother and son bond.
Yeah.
But that's just how we treat each other. Well, all my kids, I grew up with all of them because I was young. I had 5 kids when I was 26 years old.
And there's a lot of single mothers with 5 children at that age today. But they can
sure
make
is. They can make it. Society put that in your mind. Want you to have that frame of mind. They categorize you.
Yeah, they do.
And it sinks in some mothers' heads that I can't do no better, but you can. It's up to you.
It is.
Can't nobody stop your children from being successful. It's up to you because you got to be the parent that pushes them. Because most daddies, even though they're around, they still don't have time for their children. If they're not married. And people that's married don't have time for their children. So you got to really be on top of your game for your children to be successful. Don't push them into things that they don't want to do. Don't try to live your life out through your children because it'll never work.
It won't. And your children have all of them have different personalities.
5 different personalities.
So how you deal with the personalities?
You gotta have 6.
You gotta have 6.
You really do, because you gotta swing with all 5 of them, so it makes, when with you, it makes 6. Because they do. Every one of my kids got
and that's real.
And that's true.
That's
That
real.
is true. That's just true about your children. Show your children love so they'll love you back.
And respect.
Yeah, you got to respect them for them to give you respect.
And one of the problems with children today is that they don't respect their parents.
No. And parents don't make children respect them. So how they going to respect other parents or older people?
Yeah.
Because everything starts at home. I
Yeah.
don't care what it is, respect, going to school, whatever your children learn, they learn it from you.
They do.
You don't want them to learn it from the streets because that's all they ever know. So you got to step in, bring them out of them streets.
Yeah.
And put them on the right path. Still, sometimes they're going to go astray. You're going to have one go astray. You still, just like the Bible said, you can't leave that sheep out there. You got to go back and get him.
You right about that?
So,
Because it's yours and you love it.
yes.
And you know that scripture that says that he'll never leave you nor forsake you. To me, that's talking about parenting.
Yeah.
One part is talking about parenting. Because once you become a mother, or once you become a father, you're always a mother.
That's right.
You're always a father, no matter how old your kids may be.
And sometimes you might have 5 kids, 6 kids, and then you end up with other folks' kids. I raised other folks' kids.
Yeah.
They would come and knock on my door for breakfast, and they had a mama.
Yeah.
And I fed a lot, and I have respect from all them children right today.
Yeah.
It's nothing I can't ask them. If they see me, they'll go out their way to come and talk to me. Because they remember when their mama wasn't even at home to feed them. But I would always, take care of other people's kids. And I did that from the bottom of my heart because I could.
Yeah.
Because I've always been a survivor.
And you have to be a survivor.
Yeah.
Because there are challenging times at times. It's not always that challenging, but there are challenging times, and you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to deal with it, and you don't give up. And if your children see you as a quitter, then they'll be quitters.
They sure will.
They won't keep persisting.
Anything will discourage them.
Yeah.
If you let them
But
see
you get
anything
discouraged yourself.
Mm-hmm. But you can't never show your children that you are discouraged.
Yeah.
That you're scared, nervous about nothing. Because it'll all fall on them and it'll grow up in them.
Yeah.
My kids never known that something that went on that they might, but because you got to keep it away from them. Yeah. But you got to keep a straight face yourself to them to let them know everything going to be all right, because it really is.
Everything is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But me, on the other hand, raising one, I cried a lot at first.
Yeah.
And my son would tell me it was going to be all right. But I had to figure out how to stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. I had to figure out how to stop crying, to be
thought
stronger.
You thought you had done something wrong for having that child?
No, I didn't think that. It was just my, sometimes you can get emotional about things.
Yeah.
I was just over emotional about situations and circumstances.
Overthinking.
Yeah, I was overthinking. And that was a problem for me, from overthinking. And so sometimes the children will encourage you.
Yeah.
Where you, I was down, and it took him to say, "You're gonna be all right." Well, don't let that worry you.
Yeah, that's true.
So I had to learn how to be strong myself. Where you were strong at different times, I was weak, and not that I was within myself. That emotion, to see a person go through two different chambers. Deep down inside, I was strong, but the emotional part of me was weak.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to connect the two.
Yeah, because it's two of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes
learn how to connect the dots.
And then that's right.
And once I learned how to connect the dots, then it became different.
You accomplished what you went after.
I recognized that it was all right.
Yeah.
You got to know that, and it is all right, no matter where somebody's at today. No matter how you got there, it doesn't matter.
Whatever your circumstances are, you don't have to stay there.
You don't have to stay there.
And don't dwell on it.
And you don't
Because you will stay there if you dwell on it.
You will.
So you have to run on to the next chapter. You know what I mean? It's just like books. You got to run to the next chapter. Because there's another story in the next chapter. You stay there, you're going to have the same story. You turn the book to another page, it's something different every time.
And you know what? Sometimes we have to change our own story.
Yeah. Yeah.
My story was a certain way at a certain time, so I don't have to stay in that story.
Yeah.
I can change that story.
Yeah.
I used to tell my son, now you change this story from this way to this way, we're not going to keep that same old story. We're going to change that story.
Yeah, because you find yourself being stuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so no matter where you are, anything is possible. Everything is possible. And when you talk about your children and they are productive and producing and living a good life, you got grandchildren, then it makes you proud of yourself.
Yeah, it does.
That
You
was
can tap yourself on that. As old people say. Older people, because I'm old, but older people, you say, I can pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
And I do it with pride.
Amen.
Because I've done a lot of stuff that people got husbands didn't do, couldn't do, didn't know how to do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can have men, even though they're your husband, to bring you down to where you can't do nothing yourself. They take over your life. And I can't let nobody do this. Take over my life. You don't have one when you do that. You living within that person. You can't cast a shell you in, a shadow, that you got to get yourself out of that shadow now. Because you a person, you're not a shadow.
You're not a shadow. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
So it's all about being yourself, being free, and enjoying life and loving your children, loving your family, loving your grandchildren, just all about love.
That's the main thing. And
it's okay. All of it is okay.
Yeah.
And anything is possible. I begin to say to myself now, I am possible.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, I am possible. You know? And it's good. It's good to know that. And for you to be a single mother, a single father, there's single fathers today.
Yeah.
Just to be encouraged. Be encouraged. You may be going through a challenging time with a challenging child. But it can work out.
Yeah.
It really can work out.
Because there's all those different personalities. You got to learn how to get in with them and to click with those personalities.
Yeah.
You got to be all them personalities. And then have your own. That's hell. It really is. Sometimes you don't even know if you got one or not. But I made it. And I feel good.
That's good.
I can do whatever I want to.
That's good.
I don't have to have nobody help me do nothing. And I've always said, Lord, I'm so glad for that. I'll be 70 in a few months. But I feel good. I keep up with the 50s. Like A.C. Johnson.
We're laughing because we're happy.
Yeah.
And we're glad to be able to share. You know, everything that you go through in life, it's just not for... You think you're going through a hard time, but you don't know how many people throughout your life that situation or that circumstance that you was in won't be able to help somebody else. It's all about reaching out, and sometimes you have to be gullible, I'd say, to just admit some things to yourself in order, and by being real. Not by being phony or fake or pretending. Just by being real, you help somebody else. Because most likely, somebody else is in the same spot that you was in at that particular time.
Yeah.
So your story can help somebody else in their story. And so we're proud to be. I'm thankful for Mary for being here today and just sharing her story. Just being real, telling it how it is, the way it is, not pretending. And most people can't do that. You know, and that's a great spot to be in all by itself.
Yes.
Just to be able to be free, to just be who you are and say what you want to say and just be real about it. Now, how many can do that?
My kids say I'm so free with what I say now. It's a shame. They be scared to ask me something. They don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. They said, but when people get a certain age, they feel like they can say anything. But that's just the freeness in you. The older you get, the more freer that you feel, that you really are.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes a long time for people to get their expression out, but how they feel. But once you do, You don't never forget how to stay there.
Yeah.
You got to stay there because you'll move around if you don't watch yourself.
Yeah.
And stay I'm around these negative thinking people. Them spirits, keep them spirits out of your house because they dwell in your house. They can call me funny if they want to. I just don't like different spirits up in my house because I can feel them.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't going to talk too much about that because people think I'm crazy. But I mean, it is different spirits.
It is. It really is. And it's good to be free.
Yeah.
And it's good to teach freedom to your children, or they'll see. You don't have to teach it to them. They'll see that freedom in you.
Yeah.
And they'll gravitate after that. So the program today is about parenting, about just being real, about raising children. And so if you like to hold a conversation with Mary sometime, you can email her at Mary Caldwell at yahoo.com. And just hold a conversation.
M. Caldwell.
N. Caldwell?
M.
I'll let you tell.
M. Caldwell.
M. At yahoo.com?
At yahoo.com.
Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed the program today. And if you enjoyed the program, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to it. And if you'd like to hold a conversation or have some kind of comment, just write the comment in the section below. This is Sarah Hatch with Real Talk with MamaSarah.com with Mama Sarah Hatch. We hope you enjoyed the program today. And so it is.